Namaste! Please be welcome to the wonderful world of Ayurveda. Now we are going to talk about Ayurveda, right? Ayurveda is a science that we can have health in our body, so we can get peaceful mind, so we can get in contact with God. In the Vedic culture, God's within us. So when we are with good metabolism, when our mind is clear, the presence of God is easy to be felt, right? So then, our main purpose in Ayurveda is to be living in a divine manner. So we have some basic tenets for this. Number one, we should only eat when we are hungry. Because if we eat when we are not hungry, we are not going to digest it properly, and we are not going to have nourishment from it. We are going to have sickness. Okay? The main concept of Ayurveda is Agni, that is the metabolic functioning, the metabolic power. When Agni works well, I eat this, and inside my body there's a lot of enzymes and digestive stuff that make this milk Tiago. If I'm not with good digestive capacity, this is not going to be fully digested, and it's going to be raw, unprocessed material inside us that we call ama. Ama is the things that we didn't cook properly, and our tissues couldn't be nourished, but it stinks, it sticks, it perverts the functions and the intelligence in ourselves, okay, and in ourselves also. So the main purpose of Ayurveda in a practical manner is to digest things properly in a way that we are healthy in the end. The biggest rule is you have to eat only when you're hungry, and you need to enhance your hunger so you can have good digestion. In our society, the idea of hunger it's misplaced. When we are hungry, we say that in a kind of way we are poor people, right? So our society created some rules, some French rules, that we should eat on proper time, in spite of if we are hungry or not. Okay? You have a meeting and people are going to lunch, you have a dinner and people are going to the celebration, and you have to eat, because if you don't eat, you're not a good social being. But in Ayurveda, you're mainly a digestive being, right? And when cats or dogs are not healthy, they stop eating. So the main tool for maintaining health is using things like ginger, cinnamon, cumin, turmeric, cardamom, cloves, all these Indian spices, they enhance your digestive capacity. And if you are not hungry, you just take ginger tea, you cut a slice or put the powder, and you boil it, and you go drinking half an hour, one shot, half an hour, one shot, half an hour, one shot. If you start to feel a little bit of headache and you don't feel hungry yet, you put a little bit of honey when it's lukewarm temperature. And this you can go eat, drinking this tea to improve Agni one day over. If you are very sad, or in the previous meal you just blew up your digestive capacity. Okay? So before talking about Vata, Pitta and Kapha, there are two aspects that we need to be sure in our life. Is our digestive capacity working? This is number one. And the other, number two, or zero, depends, is our evacuation daily? Are we moving our bowels every day? And Ayurveda should be in the early morning. Without these two tenets, these two fundamental aspects, there is going to be no health in the system. The mind is going to be not stable, with bad feelings and thoughts and all that stuff. So before saying, oh, your kapha, or your pitta, or your vata, and should do this, that, and blah, 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 you have to understand that we take care of vata, pitta, and kapha because we need to take care of the metabolism and the results of metabolism, that is nourishment and residues, waste, metabolic waste. Even if you have perfect digestion, there is metabolic waste. And if you don't take out the metabolic waste, this is going to be also ama, toxins in your body. Okay? So suppose that I am having this meal here, and this is perfectly digested. But if I have some bowel instinct to go to the restroom and to the toilet, and I hold it, this will start to create toxins inside my body, and this will pervert the cellular functioning. Okay, I'm talking in much Occidental terms, using one or two Sanskrit words to make our understanding easier, right? So, if we just eat when we are hungry, and we start to use ginger tea and other yogic practices that we can learn later, and when we eat, the meal is hot or lukewarm depending on the temperature. In Ayurveda, usually we will never eat things that are cold. Ice cream is going to be the one thing that we are going to eat very specially, because everything that is cold, everything that is heavy, everything that is too much unctuous, everything that is too much sweety, everything that is too much salty, too much oil, are going to make us sick. That's why in America people are so sick, because they eat a lot of things that extinguish the Agni. So for Ayurveda, we have a fireplace inside our body, and we need always to be feeding up this fire capacity in a way that it's enough to maintain our body temperature, but not so much that it's going to put it down. If you have one wood that is going to burn, that it's corresponding to the burning capacity of the fireplace, it's going to burn. But if the fireplace is too low and you put things that you're usually eating, this wood is going to put off the fire. So in Ayurveda, if you are hungry for like 15 pounds of food, it's okay. If you're hungry for 1 pound of food, it's okay. It doesn't matter actually how much you eat. It matters most more. Is it the amount that you're eating corresponding to your digestive capacity? Because if you are with zero digestive capacity, you just listen one news that it was very shocking for you, September 11. Your digestive capacity in that moment about fear, anger, and this kind of stuff, it stopped, vanished. And if you're just like in a meal time and you continue eating and you had no digestive capacity, in that moment, this most wonderful food can be would become poison in your body, right? So the main aspect in Ayurveda is to understand that it's not only a matter of eating healthy food, it's a matter of making a healthy digestion. Understand this not only for food that you put in your mouth, the things that you're listening now, the things that you smell in your life, the things that you see, the touch all the senses and the memories should be well processed. If you have too much information, even if it's divine Ayurveda, this will create ama in your mental system. So it's not only about the food, it's only about everything that makes impression in your brain, in your mind. And also the memories, also the feelings, also the emotions, also the thoughts. That's why we need to sleep well and meditate well. So, in a very first moment, in Ayurveda, we need to put out the metabolic waste properly by bowel movement, by micturition, urine, by sweating, these three. We need to feed our Agni, our digestive metabolic power, properly, and we need to take rest. In Ayurveda and Yoga, you take rest when you sleep, if you have good quality sleep, and also when you're doing contemplative moments. That can be meditation, that can be dancing, that can be painting, that can be sporting, that can be anything that your mind stops to think only about that stuff or being scattered, right? There are a lot of yoga teachings and knowledge about that. One way is start with yoga asana, the postures that it's more familiar to our culture. But then we start to learn pranayama and other kind of tools to handle with the mind. So Ayurveda is not only to handle with digestion and metabolic nourishment. Ayurveda is the first stone so that we can have a good and peaceful and joyful mind, right? So you can understand happiness in Ayurveda, beginning with good excretion of metabolic wastes, good nutrition of metabolic power, and good restoration of these powers by rest, proper rest, including sleep and meditation. Besides that, we have the knowledge of the herbs that brings Vata, Pitta and Kapha to the proper place when they are needed. In just like few words, Vata is the coordination system, our nervous system, the things that make the other stuff, our endocrine system, that make everything works. But it's not the working, it's something that it's coordinating. Pitta is the metabolic action inside our body, it's not the metabolic power, it's the metabolic action. It's nourished by Agni, the metabolic power, but there is some slight difference. And Kapha is our metabolic capacity to increase tissues, to construct tissues. It's our anabolic structure and system. So Pitta is metabolic, Kapha is anabolic, in a certain way Vata is catabolic, right? And they are related to the derms that are when one cell is transforming into trillions of cells in a baby. The most inner part is Kapha, the mesoderm is Pitta, and the exoderm is Vata. This is just to put things in a manner that we can understand a little bit more, but they are functional systems that govern physiology, physiognomy, and psychology, and in a certain way spirituality. But for now, for our first round, we have enough for questions, right? So let's go. Yeah, it's possible. You can take care of your health by online counseling. Namaste.